Hello everyone, welcome to HDpiano. My name is Dion. Today we're learning how to play Taxicab by 21 Pilots. In this part 1 video, we'll look at the riff that goes through the intro and the first couple of verses. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So for those of you who are 21 Pilots fans, they do some amazing piano work in their songs, and this is no exception. So this is a really fun song with a really cool swung groove. So get stuck straight into learning this piece. Now this piece is in the key of A major, so we're dealing with a few sharps along the piano. Namely C sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. So keep those in mind as we're going through this song. Now middle C is just around about here, and we're going to start with our right hand playing an A major chord shape, which is A, C sharp, and E. I'm going to use our first, third, and fifth fingers on the piano for that chord. If you're not up to speed with your finger numbers, that would be your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. So this is our basic A major chord shape, and we're going to keep this shape all through our riff with some variations. So we have this A, C sharp, and E. We're going to vary that to A, D, and E. And we're also going to vary it to A, B, and E. So there are three main shapes through this riff with our right hand. As we vary those riffs, we'll also vary our left hand, which will give us our chord progression. So to start with, we're going to link up our A major chord with an F sharp in our left hand. So the combination of those two things creates an F sharp minor 7 chord. As we go to our new shape with the A, D, and E, our left hand moves down to D. We're going to return to our regular A major chord shape. Our left hand moves down to C sharp. And our final chord shape with the A, B, and E, we're going to move down to B. One more time through just like that. So our A major chord with F sharp underneath. Our A sus4 chord, which is A, D, and E on top of a D bass. Back to the A major on C sharp. And then our A sus2 chord on top of B. Now there is a variation to this. The second time through, we play through the first three chords as they're written, as we've just explained. And then on the fourth chord, instead of heading down to B with our left hand, we go up to E. So this is the basic harmony through our song. Through the verse, through the intro, is this A major shape that varies, and our bass line moving underneath. So we couple this progression with a really fun rhythm. So we're going to try this straight away with both hands together, nice and slowly, because now we know what both hands are kind of doing in terms of the notes. We can start adding in the rhythm. So this song is swung. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with swing, swing is when our beats are all shifted a little bit, so we get this kind of galloping sound. Bap, 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 bap. If you think of swing music, you kind of get the feel. I like to think of it as a bit of a slow walking horse. What that means is that you have this kind of rolling groove to it. If it wasn't swung, it would sound like this. I can't even do it without swing. It's so ingrained in me now from listening to this song over and over again. So our swing has this nice bounce to it. So as part of the swing, we're counting in 16th notes because our 16th notes are swung. We're going to start with both hands on beat 1, and our left hand is going to play again on 1 E and A. 1 E and A, 2, our right hand hits again. So those three again, we have 1 E and A, 2 E. Left hand again back on the E. 1 E and A, 2 E, and on the 2 A, our right hand is going to play the lowest note, our A. And then it's going to bounce up to our top 2 notes of this chord, the D and the E, on the beat 3. And we're going to join our left hand with that. So we have 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. So on the second hit of that A, D and E, our D also hits again. 3 E and A, 4. Left hand again on beat 4. Right hand plays that low A again on 4 E. Left hand again on and, right hand again on A. We have this kind of back and forth. So I'm going to play it through a couple of times really slowly so you can get the idea of this back and forth through this bar. 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So this is our 16th note groove. One more time. Now at the moment I'm playing it quite straight. I've lost my swing. So I'm going to reintroduce that and you'll know what the difference of the feel between the straight and the swung is. 4 E and 2. Can you pick up that change in feel? Has a bit more bounce to it. Onto the second bar, we then onto our A major chord shape with our C sharp down below. So we've just come from our 4 E and A. On beat 1 of our next bar, we hit our top 2 notes of the chord, the C sharp and the E, along with our C sharp in our left hand. And we follow the same kind of groove we did in our first bar. So both hands together on beat 1, left hand on A, right hand on 2, left hand on E, and then the right hand kicks again on the A, to then do our beat 3 with both together. Towards the end of this bar, our left hand skips up from our B to an E, and this happens on 4 and. So we have effectively 4 hits on this B, but the fourth one is on E. So 3 on B, 1 on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll start from the start of that bar. So we've got our back and forth with the A, and our left hand note happens on the E. I know this might be a little bit confusing, but I'm hoping if I give you this standard groove, it's going to help you all the way through the rest of the song. And the rest of the song will be up on HDpiano.com. So you're going to head there once you finish this lesson to uncover the chorus and the bridge and the ending and all those things, but they do relate to this groove. So that's our first 2 bars. Same sort of groove, just different notes in the left hand, variations of chord in our right hand. The third bar is exactly the same as the first bar. And the fourth bar starts exactly the same as the second bar. And this time our left hand, remember, moves to E. And on this last beat of the bar, rather than our back and forth note in our right hand staying on A, we're going to take a quick detour down to G sharp. Now you can choose in this instance whether you want to use your thumb on both of these notes, whether you want to use your second finger coming across to the G sharp back to the A. Whatever you do, keep in mind that we're returning to this A major chord shape straight again after that note. I tend to vary it up a little bit depending on how I'm feeling. So there's no right and wrong way. It just, whatever is feeling like it keeps you in the flow of the song. So this fourth bar bounces through that G sharp and our bass note stays on E. All right, I'm going to run through these 4 bars again, nice and slow, really slow, a couple of times, and then once more again at full speed, and then I'll just tell you one more thing to look out for at the end of the verse. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and one more time. At the end of our verse, we play through that sequence twice through our verse. At the end of the second time, one subtle change happens. You know this little, at the end of that 4th bar? Rather than returning to A, we're going to return to, well, not return, but we're going to instead go to B. So in this instance, right at the end of the verse before our chorus, I would recommend using your thumb on the G sharp and then a 3rd finger on the B. This only happens at the very end of the verses. So our intro runs through those 4 bars once, our verse runs through those 4 bars twice, with that subtle variation at the end of the verse. All right, one more time through at full speed, then we'll wrap things up. Now before I kick this off and finish it up, this song is called Taxicab. Pretty much everyone in their life has taken a taxicab, I'm pretty sure. And I want to know what your most memorable taxicab experience is. Maybe you can tell us about the most fantastic drive you had, or maybe the most scenic taxi ride you ever took. Maybe we'll try to keep it positive. Tell us about your best taxicab experiences. And we'll do it one more time through at full speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So this would be our intro into our verse. Second half of our verse. And I've changed right there at the end for that variation leading into the chorus. So coming up on HDpiano is our rest of our song, including our full song playthrough. Make sure you join me there. Follow us on all your favorite social media at HDpiano. Stay subscribed to our channel for all of our videos. Keep your eyes out for all my tutorials. My name is Dion, and I'll see you here next time at HDpiano, the home of the hybrid piano lesson. Bye for now.